Okay, so I had a dream vision. They're just so vivid is all I can say. And I'm sitting pretty much in the center of the earth, and everything is spinning around me. I'm sitting like in the center of a circle. Everything's spinning around me. And all I can make out of what's going around me is Enoch 72, 73, 74, 75. So I've been reading them. And then it just jumped out at me because Jeremy addressed this at the beginning, this day out of time. I never really liked that word, day out of time. It just almost sounded like everything that Yah does has purpose, so nothing should be out of order. So I love that we call it the divider. It fits better, in my opinion, just a personal thing for me. But I had to find this, and it's right here in Enoch 72. Enoch 72 talks about the courses of the luminaries, and specifically the sun, and the sun's courses. When you go to Enoch 75, this is the start of the sun's course. The chariot on which he ascends, meaning the sun, the wind drives, and the sun goes down from heaven and returns through the north in order to reach the east, so it is so guided that he comes to the appropriate portal and shines in the face of heaven. In this way, he rises in the first month in the great portal, which is the fourth. And then it goes through the next several verses, just the cycle of the sun, how it goes 30 days through portal 4, and then it moves to portal 5, portal 6. We go all the way through to verse 32. And on that day, the night decreases and the amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts. And the night is equal to the day, and the year is exactly 364 days. So most people stop right there and they say, that's it, 364 days. There we go, that's the calendar. But they forget the cycle has to start back over. The sun has to travel from the west gate, number 3, back through the north, and down into the east gate, number 4, to reset the year. There's our extra day. The sun has to travel through this space. Charlie sees it as this is where the sun's coming in for its rest. The moon is going to give us, equal, not the moon, but we have equal day and night, and it ends. The sun gets a rest, and then it restarts in the 4th portal on the east. But it says that when it ends, we have equal part day and night, and it ends in the west portal, gate 3. So we have this missing time right here. We have to go verse 5 through 32, go back to 5. Just keep reading it in that circle, and that's the course of a year. It has to move back to its home portal. So naturally, I have to go to the North Pole, right? And I have to track this. I have to see this moving through the north. I found a guy on YouTube who shows a whole year in the North Pole. And he shows how 6 months they have light and 6 months they have darkness. What's super ironic is on March 15th, there's still complete darkness. But on March 16th, the sun starts shining again. So it proves how the sun goes back through the north and falls and ascends back into that gate to bring in the equinox. Because the North Pole starts getting light on March 16th every year.
I think
that was great. So I haven't heard anybody teach on the sun returning back to gate 4. There has to be time for the sun to get from the west 3rd portal, where it ends, back to the 4th portal, where it begins in the east.
So on the equinox, it turns to the North Pole, and between the equinox and equinox, it goes in the east gate?
Yes.
It travels to the east gate in those 3 days?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
It's always, that's amazing because it's always showing day 1, day 2, and day 3. Those are always going to be the days that there was no sun, moon, or stars yet.
Right.
Wow.
So in the chat, I'm going to show just a simple Google search, and it shows day 15, they have no sun. Day 16, they have sun. And then I can share the YouTube link if you guys want to actually see the rotation of the sun for a full year. He goes over and showing how they have 6 months a day, they have 6 months where it's daylight all the time, and 6 months where it's night. And then you can see where that sun comes back in, and by the equinox, they have light again.
Wow. That's actually really awesome.
Yeah, it's more proof. Yeah, it's just layer upon layer of proof. So Sister Charlie is seeing the menorah set up a little bit differently than the way we normally would see it, just 1 through 7. She's seeing number 7 being the center of the menorah, because that's our Sabbath, and where the sun crosses over the north, it's like a break for the sun, because it's not really being counted until it drops back into the gate 4. But I'm going to let her explain that. She's not on this call, but that was something that Yah had revealed to her, so once she gets her presentation together, it would be a lot easier to visualize that.
Well, do you want to do that tomorrow? We'll set up another.
Honestly, it's confirmation for me, and it's confirmation of what Sister Marissa found with those the stars, the signs and the stars, the pictures I shared earlier. And it's just confirmation after confirmation, like I was saying earlier. And the longer we search this out, I'm sure there's even more confirmations that we have.
Yeah, because then we're going to have Ken Henderson, and he focuses on the stars. And I would love
I used the app that she uses to locate the stars, and I said, I need to know, in Jerusalem, from Jerusalem, does the Spica star come up on the day of the equinox? And she screenshot it. It was perfect. We start the day with confirmation of the sun, the straight line shadow, going straight into the tabernacle, and we end at the very last second, before the day breaks, pop, there's the Spica star, right above the horizon, right before the next day starts. So you have confirmation from sunrise to sunrise. It was absolutely beautiful.
Now, Spike, is that the barley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is that the bunch of barley that the woman is holding?
Yes, Virgo. Correct.
Okay.
I know these are Greek names, but I don't know their non-Greek names.
Okay. Well, I was trying to think of the name of that, the woman in the stars, but it's called Virgo. Okay. Well, that makes sense. If she's holding the barley, the bunch of barley, and that bunch of barley is a star called Spica. Am I understanding that correctly?
Correct, if I'm saying it correct, but it means grain, ripened grain, I think is what it means.
Oh, okay. And it's a star called Spica?
Yes, like Spica is how it's spelled, I believe.
Yeah, okay. I knew Spica was in there, but I wasn't sure Spica was the analogy or if it was the actual name of the star or what. But I knew the barley that she was holding on to was part of that.
Yes, I think it confirms again with the first fruits, because it also represents the wheat. But I don't hold me to that. I just heard that once.
Okay.
That something moves just right.
Okay. So this is where they all get that they're supposed to be sighting the barley over there in Jerusalem and, looking for the grain. And if it doesn't ripen in time, then they flip through the next month and all that nonsense.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, for peace sakes.
Yeah, more than hidden in plain sight type of stuff.
Yeah, I always wondered where that came from, but okay.
Well, you got to think that, Abraham, he had to have seen the whole plan in the stars. He wasn't given, in our understanding, he wasn't given this layout like Moses gave the people. He just had faith, and Yah just walked him through it. And he just got up, left his home, and followed wherever Yah. There was no ripened barley in Jerusalem that he had to wait for, and Yahweh was the same from the beginning to the end. So the whole entire creation plan from beginning to end is in the stars. We just don't know them anymore.
Well, they were so much more educated in all that stuff than we are today.
Right, and they didn't have people spraying skies to keep them under clouds for several weeks in a row.
Yep, that's true. They're trying to hide it all from us.
Yes, ma'am.
People are waking up to the truth, so they're doubling down in hiding the truth.
Yes, I believe that too.
That's how they work.
But for me, that was just confirmation that if you read 72 verses 5 through 32 of Enoch and start back up at verse 5 again, you will see that the sun has to move back to its portal to start the year. And it's as if it's moving during the first 3 creation days where it didn't quite exist yet. And then it comes in on day 4 and it's like time commence. It is year.
Yeah.
It's really amazing because it's always around day 1, 2, and 3 where the sun and stars did not exist yet.
Right.
We're the what? We're the what, Jeremy? Can you talk louder?
The days, so day 1, 2, and 3, the stars, like the sun, moon, and stars did not exist. They were created on day 4. So what all this is basically showing is all this is centered around. We're showing the creation week days, the first 3 days before there was a sun, a moon, and stars, to actually, because they're the timekeepers. That's when time starts being kept, which is why it's the months and all this. But it's always showing like, hey, these are going to be the 3 days that weren't made yet. So there's these specific signs in the heavens, and these are going to be the signs when the year is going to reset. So the yearly cycle reset, boom, right there, right in the heavens, right on the earth, right everywhere. It's just amazing to me. Like, it blows my mind just how many things point to this.
I mean, at this point, I get to a point in my understanding where I'm like, okay, I know that this is it. This is what he means. Then I have to go in and I have to start trying to disprove it from every single angle. Because at some point in my life, or if not my life, I'm going to be part of some group of people, wink, wink, Jeremy, wink, wink, Katrina, you all, that's going to end up going head to head. And I've got to know every single angle. Right. Everything that someone's going to say, well, what about this? What about this? And I have read parts of Enoch, but this time I'm like, wow, okay, I get it. Now I have to try to disprove it, and I can't disprove it at all. Every time I try to disprove it, I get more confirmation.